Sup, my precious students, and welcome to another What If. This What If being, what if Deku had flame breathing? And like in every What If, I'm just going over the powers of flame breathing. And I'm gonna be explaining why is it not called What if Deku was Rengoku's reincarnation or something. Yeah, so we begin with the powers of flame breathing. Basically, flame breathing is from the anime Kimetsu no Yaiba, or also called Demon Slayer. It's like a breathing art. Um, yeah, that's basically it. And you have like you just have to watch the show or like read the manga or something to understand what breathings are. But that's probably because you clicked on the video, you know what it is, so that makes sense. Um, and then I'm gonna explain you why it's not called what if he was Rengoku's reincarnation. Basically, if he was Rengoku's reincarnation, he wouldn't actually have like powers. It's like Rengoku doesn't really have those powers. He just learned flame breathing. And how this is basically just gonna work is that Deku's father is actually like an ancestor of flame breathing. It's basically like in the manga, so this has a bit of manga spoilers, but after the after the demons got defeated, they the world like came back to normal and there were no more demon slayers and shit. And basically how this will work is that Muzan is actually gonna be living, and he will have like his cells in All For One. So that's basically how it's gonna work. And All For One will be like turning a few people into demons, only a few, not a lot. And yeah, and basically Deku has to like defeat those demons. So yeah, basically that's how it's gonna work. So we're actually gonna start off. He was born normally, like nothing special, and they went to the quirk doctor, and it's like sadly he doesn't have a quirk, and it's like kind of sad that he doesn't have a quirk, but what can you do? So he doesn't really have a quirk, and he obviously gets bullied for this. He has no quirk. Why would he not get bullied? So yeah, that's basically how it's gonna work, and um, yeah. I don't think I have to like explain how he's gonna get bullied. It's like normally, it's like in the main series. I don't think like there's anything that especially happened because he doesn't have a special power like in the what is before. So I'm just gonna be like skipping this because I'm just mentioning it so that is still canon. The sludge villain attack will normally happen, like Deku will get attacked by a sludge villain, and Oma will like capture in a bottle, and then Bakugou will get attacked, Deku will try to save him, and shit, all those stuff. And Deku is actually gonna get. Is he gonna. He's not gonna get All For One. I don't think I'm actually gonna like include an ancestor of All For One because I don't really think there needs to be an ancestor right now. I'm just gonna say like that All Might doesn't know what ancestor he wants for All For One, so he's just basically like thinking right now or what ancestor he wants. And I'm just gonna be skipping this whole part with Bakugou getting attacked and shit. No, it's just normally. And yeah, basically Deku's still like really sad, and Inko then decides to tell Deku about the past of his father. So basically, one day when Deku gets home, Inko comes to him and says, "Hey Deku, I wanted to tell you about the story of your father and why he's not here anymore." And they sit down, and basically she explains to him that he she explains to him that his father left because he wanna he died, basically. That's how it's gonna work. And he gave Inko something, she gets some stuff out of the bag, and it's actually a sword, like the sword of Rengoku. and it's basically like a larger book, basically a big book. And she tells Deku that Deku's father told her to give him that, and she doesn't really know, but he said, like, she says that Deku's father said that he could get strong with the sword and with the book if he like learns everything. And yeah, basically that's how it's gonna happen. And yeah, he will then look into the book and see, like, basically it's like explaining how to learn the breathing. I won't go over in too much detail, but it's basically like the basics at the beginning, like how to breathe correctly, the forms, and like what he has to train on. And Deku sets this as a goal, and always when he comes back from school and shit, he always trains for 10 months. And he trains every day, like hitting, like training the forms with a wooden sword. He like bought a kendo sword to not use his real sword. He bought a kendo sword. He like learned the breathing techniques. He got like a spot where he can like where he's like under pressure, like let's say it was I don't know, like on a waterfall. Let's say on a waterfall he sat down and he had to train his breathing, still being concentrated while being under pressure, so yeah, he trained as much as he could and making his body stronger and perfecting the breathing technique. But now he basically has access to all the basic forms of flame breathings, like and one thing I want to mention, I'm just going to be including the things that were in the anime, because we don't actually know any other forms. I may conclude a new form, I may make a new form, but we will see. This is obviously a movie, so yeah, I'm just thinking this off my mind, so yeah, he trained for 10 months, and let's just say he used like the trash, like a bit of trash. Yeah, he just used a bit of trash, like metal trash, to like see how good his breathing is. And basically he just could cut through like a rod of iron, like with his breathing technique, like cut through it. And he is basically, let's say he is as strong as Deku is with like, let's say like 10% of All For One. Yeah, it's not 10%, like 7% or something, like basically like that. Not as strong as 10%, but like almost there, So, because of the breathing technique, he's like basically just a stronger human. Then we're gonna go to the entrance exam. The 10 months training was now, so we're gonna go to the entrance exam. And Bakugou sees Deku and it's just like, he goes up to him and says, "Why are you here? You don't even have a quirk." And Deku basically just responds to, he like smiles, like Goku. It's like kind of a reincarnation, by the way. It's like he basically acts like Goku, but I couldn't make it a reincarnation because it's not really power. So it's. So he just smiles and says, you don't need a quirk to be powerful. And I don't even know how they let Deku like participate, but let's just say they let him participate because he showed like oh no, wait, I'm gonna say this. Now this will actually be like he will be No, wait, I'm gonna change this. So basically he didn't say to him that he doesn't need a quirk, but he basically said, "I do have a quirk, Bakugou," and he basically just walks away. And he doesn't want to like be suspicious that he doesn't really have a quirk, but yeah, that's basically how it's gonna work. And why this is gonna be this way is because everyone every person can see like the flames. They're actually there. They're actually in the series. Those like water and shit, they actually exist, and everyone can see them. And the stronger you like perfect the breathing techniques, the more of these effects you see. Basically, how that works. So basically, we're going in the entrance exam, and this time he won't actually be able to help Uraraka. Let's just say that how I'm gonna let's just say she didn't really get into trouble with the 0-pointer, and let's just say he fought off a few robots, because robots aren't really a problem for him, like the 1-pointers and 2-pointers, I think. Yeah, right. Those aren't really a problem for him. Like, he fights off a few. He doesn't really have that big of a feat. He doesn't really get too much attention. He just has like his flame breathing, and people say like the who saw this were like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool power, but just nothing special. But they're a bit confused why he uses a blade if he can't just use the fire the normal way. But they just think it's probably like the quirk power or something that's like connected to his sword. Just like, yeah. So he's actually going to be accepted because he's like a good average score. He's just going to normally get accepted. Nothing too big, nothing too small, and he's going to be meeting his class. Baku obviously being pissed at him and like saying, "Oh yeah, how did you get in this class?" And he was like, "Yeah, I used my quirk and I defeated a few robots, but nothing big." And Bakugou just laughs and is like, "Yeah, I defeated many robots. I am so strong, and you don't even your quirk isn't even as strong as mine. You're like nothing." So yeah, that's basically how it's gonna go, and yeah. Then we're gonna go to the little test, like, what is this? I always forget his name in the beginning. The teacher comes in, Aizawa, right? Aizawa comes in and says like, shut up, and he's like, we're doing a little test, and everyone who fails like gets kicked off of school. They go outside and they all get ready, and the throwing part starts, and he just throws it a bit further than like normal people, because yes, he's a bit stronger, I guess, so he's like average. Like, starts to breathe, and like a few flame particles come out of sand, but not much. I don't know if that even works, but he just throws it a bit further. For the running part, he is just gonna like, he gets the sword out of his sheath, he readies it, and then he says, flame breathing, first form, unknowing fire, and he flashes, like he just flashed like really fast to the finish line. So basically he's like really fast there, because the first form is like a rush, basically a rush move, if you've seen the anime. So basically he's like pretty fast and has like a good score shit. Where they have to like, I don't know what it's called, like press the strength of the hands. He's also a bit stronger than like the normal people, let's say Minera and shit. He's like a bit stronger than them because, I don't know, he is. And he like presses it down a bit more. He has like average results. He isn't the last one, but in the like running part, he's like, I think he would be the best. Yeah, probably, or like second, third best. Yeah. Okay. So next thing that will happen will be the battle against other students, and yeah, so basically All Might just gonna come in and like say, yeah, we're gonna do a little test. We're gonna basically like see how you will how you will fight off villains, and like basically two team squads will fight against the other. The one playing the villains, the other one the heroes, and they have to secure the bomb, like in canon. And wait. I have an idea. Okay, wait. Guys, okay. Listen to me. In this series, Shoto is actually gonna be a girl. So basically it's just gonna be gender bender, I guess. Maybe you don't like it, but it fits perfectly. Shoto has fire powers and he has like flame breathing. So that fits pretty good. So I'm just gonna like do that. Rogue has done it before, so I'm just gonna like steal the idea, I guess, a bit. Thanks for the idea, Rogue, I guess. So yeah, Shoto's gonna be a girl, and she basically is a little bit pissed at him because she has like flame power. He has like flame powers, and Shoto doesn't really like flames and fire and shit because of Endeavor. Yeah. So basically what will happen is that Shoto will fight with Deku against Bakugou, and let's say Ida's fine because he's like fast, and they saw that Deku is like fast, and Ida like it fits, so yeah. What will happen is they will be walking like together, not like splitting up, and Baku will like come around, and he will like try to grab how do I say it? He will try to grab, oh my god, Shoto, and Deku is just gonna like use the backside of his blade and block his hand off, and Bakugou will like be bursting an explosion. Let's just say the blade is like really strong. It's made out of the ore, so I think the blade is pretty strong. And it's a really good blade. It's the blade of Rengo, so it's a good blade, And he just blocks it off, and Shoto will actually be a bit embarrassed, like getting help from a dude, this makes sense. So yeah, Shoto will use his eyesight to like attack Bakugou. Bakugou will like use the explosions to like get away and blast away the eyes, and Shoto then suggests to Deku that he can like freeze all the rooms and make it like hard for the other people to walk if they split up. So basically they're just gonna split up now, and Shoto will basically just make everything ice, and Deku will take like another path to the room. And this is actually where I'm gonna include a new breathing form. Let's say he's gonna use the 6th form of flame breathing. We're gonna call this Fire's Uplight, and basically it's a move where he can basically just like hold his hand in front of him, like the blade to the upper side, and he basically like has his blade down, and he swings up and like gets some momentum out of this. He's so strong that he can lift himself up and get to the next floor. That's basically how I'm gonna include this. So I always the 6th form, and yeah. So he's on the next floor, and he just looks around for the bomb, and then he's actually gonna see the bomb next to Ida, and he just thinks like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard to like fight him off. I'm not going to kill like a person, and he knows what his quirk is because of the little test before. So what's gonna happen is that Deku will actually rush. He will like ready his blade before Ida sees him, and he will say 1st form, unknowing fire, and like flash at the bomb to like try to grab it as fast as possible, but Ida reacts to this and like uses his like spin kick and tries to hit Deku, but he blocks it off with his blade. And what he's gonna do is actually, you know, I think Ida has like a little device, yeah, like he has heavier shoes, and Deku is just gonna say flame breathing second form, rising scorching sun, and he will just like lift his blade upwards and use like the second form of flame breathing to break open like the armor, so he doesn't really cut off the leg because that, you know, that wouldn't be allowed, but he will basically just break the thing like he has on his feet, like his shoes, let's say, and then like puts his blade away to like not cut off his feet, you know. So it's basically not the complete second form, but you know what I mean. So it's basically how that's gonna work. And yeah, Ida can, like, he's just like laying on the ground, and while that all happened, Shoto like follows Katsuki and Bakugou, and yeah, they basically just fight it off, and Bakugou basically they just fight, you know. I don't think I need to include this, like no one loses or wins, and when that happens, like Deku just grabs the bomb but wins. So yeah. So next will be the USJ incident, and you know, they go on the bus. Shoto, like there will be only one place left where Deku can sit. Like he's the last one to enter the bus, and there's only one place next to Shoto because, you know, he's a bit lonely, I guess, and he just sits next to her, and you know, they talk a bit, but not too much because Shoto's like flame works, like not his thing, I guess. And you know, they get a bit closer, and Shoto actually tells him a bit of that his father is like a bit abusive, and he doesn't want to use his flame side because of his father. And Deku will, like, he shows sympathy for her and like says it's completely fine, but it's not like he then says it's not really like your father's quirk, it's basically it's your own quirk. And and then he adds like, but you don't have to use it if you really don't want to. And Shoto's basically like, he's like, oh yeah, thanks for the help. And then they're gonna arrive at the USJ. So yeah, they're gonna arrive at the USJ, and they will go in there and will get teleported like Canon. Ida will get help, and at this time Shoto will get teleported with Deku because, you know, we need to have like some moments together. Like they need to have a few moments together, and yeah, they will just you know, get teleported at the same time. And Shoto will like make ice to grab on the boat to like make a little platform. So basically they stand on ice now, and they get on the boat and see like the villains in the water. So basically the like one villain jumps out of the water with this, I know that there were some quirks that they were just like, I think one was a shark, I guess. I don't really remember. Let's just say they had like quirks where they could be like fast in water. I think that was even a quirk of one of them. So yeah, he will try to like punch them, and Deku will actually just say flame breathing, fourth form, blooming flame undulation, and he will like make a shield out of this flame, you know, as Rengoku did to fight off the attacks from Akaza, and this will basically like block the attacks from the guy, and he basically lands on the boat, and Shoto will just make ice and freeze him in place. And Deku thanks Shoto for helping him, and she like smiles, you know. Yeah, that's basically how that's gonna work. And yeah. So what is gonna happen now is that he will. Oh, what will happen? They need to get off. So like, I guess Shoto will just say, just grab my hand, and they're just gonna slide on this ice, and the villains are like, that's pretty unfair, you know. So yeah, they will just slide away and go look for the other students, like you know, see if they're in trouble or anything. But you know, they're not having problems or anything. They see a few villains that like stand alone, and you know, they just fight them off. And then they're actually gonna see that Aizawa is getting attacked by Shigaraki, and they're just trying to like get there and help him. And Deku, like when he's near them, he will actually use the first form Annoying Fire and try to attack Shigaraki with his blade. But Shigaraki dodges this, and Deku doesn't really hit him, but you know, that's unfortunate, I guess. So Deku is like he will try to use other forms, like he will use the third form to try to attack, like a third form Blazing, he says Blaze, third form Blazing Universe, and tries to hit him, but Shigaraki unfortunately dodges and tells the, I don't know what this guy is called, to get out the Nomu. And basically Nomu comes out, and they're just really hopeless. They can't really do anything against the Nomu. Like Shoto will try to freeze them and shit, but it doesn't really work. So yeah, Deku will like try to like defend themselves with like the fourth form to like block attacks. That's like really hard for him. Yeah, basically. And yeah, basically that's how it's gonna work. So yeah. Then All Might will arrive, like in canon, and he will fight off the Nomu, send him out of the USJ, and everything basically will go as canon, just that Shoto and Deku helped Aizawa a bit, I guess. So yeah, that's basically just gonna be it. And you know, Deku isn't really that strong, but you know, he will get strong. So the sport festival will take place now, and actually, yeah. So basically, Shoto and Deku will like grow closer, I guess, and they will actually be talking after school a bit, and Deku will just bring her home and say like goodbye, and you know, basically is what's gonna happen. And we're just gonna skip to the sport festival, not Fort Festival, sport festival, and yeah, the obstacle race. I don't know, like Deku, I think he will get like, let's say he's lucky to get the 4th place, I guess. He will like try to, you know, he's faster than normal human, so he will be like faster than Mineta, yeah, and a few other students, like, I don't know. Let's say he was like 3rd, 4th, or 5th place, I guess. But Shoto was actually 1st place, so he will just team up with Shoto and no, wait, he has to be another let's say he doesn't really get points, so he just teams up with Shoto, who has the most points, and Deku can't really do much in this in the cavalry battle, because you know what is he supposed to do. But what he actually can do is use his fourth form for the third time now and block the attacks. Not block the attacks, but the attempts for them to like hit them. So you will basically like, make this flame wall and block like the attacks. So yeah, not a wall, but you know what I mean. He just blocks the attack with his fourth form. So yeah, and they're actually gonna be in first place, and Shoto will like thank him for like helping him and shit, you know. And the fights are actually the first fight will be Shinzo against Deku, like normally. Deku will just not listen to him and just defeat him, you know. He will like not give a shit what he's talking about, and won't actually fall for the trap. So he's just basically gonna defeat Shinzo. Then it's gonna be the fight Deku against Bakugou, actually. Not against Todoroki, because you know we want to have that as the final one. So Bakugou basically is just like, Deku, you're so weak, and what is gonna happen is that he like Bakugou is so confident that he will win. That sorry for the noise in the background, by the way. He's so confident that he will win that Deku will actually get. So basically, Bakugou will just start rushing at him with his explosions. He will just basically spam his explosions at him, and Deku like dodges a few of them. He gets hit by one of them. Then Bakugou was just like way too aggressive, and Deku just sees, oh yeah, he's like not being defensive at all, and he's not looking out for my attacks. So basically, Deku will get a lucky hit with his fifth form Flame Tiger, and he will basically use the backside of sword to like not cut him and slam onto the ground, and he will actually be knocked out. Like Bakugou will get knocked out, and Deku will actually win this just because of luck that Bakugou wasn't really careful of Deku's attacks. I know that Bakugou could have just blast explosion at him from the beginning, but he was so confident that he's gonna win, and that Deku's perks just so much worse that he like tried to bully him in the fight, you know. But he wasn't really careful and just lost because of this. So yeah, Bakugou was dumb. So we're gonna get into the final, Shoto against Deku, and Shoto, and they basically, how do I say this? Basically, Deku will just try everything to fight Shoto, and he will actually be able to block off most of the ice attacks, even though that's like, let's just say, you know, the flames aren't really hot because they aren't hot. I don't know, how do I say this? He will just like somehow block off the attacks like very close, or he will just dodge them, and he will tell Shoto, you can go out, I don't mind. It's like he tells his speech again, like, it's not your father's work, it's your work and shit. And you know, his father's like, Shoto! Screaming his name. And he actually uses his flame type, which really makes Endeavor happy, because you know, it makes Endeavor happy always. So yeah, yeah, basically. So yeah, Todoroki is actually gonna use his flame side, her flame side, and Deku will lose because of this. You know, he's not that strong to defend off against the two quirks, and Shoto's actually gonna win this match. Let's just say that Shoto like froze him in on like one leg, and then Deku gave up because you know he couldn't do anything. So yeah, that's basically how it's gonna work, and yeah. Yeah, basically. After the winners get like the medallions and shit, the Shoto and Deku will actually like walk home together, like always, basically, and they have a little talk. And Deku's just like, yeah, I'm really happy that you decided to use your flame sight. You know, I also have like flame abilities, so it like fits. And Shoto just laughs at us, and he says, yeah, it's kind of true, we both have like flame abilities, and there's basically going to be like having a good conversation, you know. So the next day they're going to be deciding the hero names, and the hero name of Deku will actually be Rengoku. You know, just Rengoku, because he like saw this in the book, the name, and he thought it was pretty cool. And you know, the 9 form, also called Rengoku, he doesn't really know how to use this because it's like a really hard form. So yeah, he doesn't know how to use this yet, but he will be able to in the future. So yeah, he will. I don't know, for the internship, it will be pretty hard to choose. I guess I will need to go for, but it's pretty hard. You probably need to go to, what was his name again? His name was, wait, I forgot. Shit, I used it yesterday. Of Hawks, right? You probably need to go to Hawks because I don't really know a hero that uses a sword. Yeah, I don't think there's a hero with a sword. Maybe for the second internship. I don't know. Is there a hero with a sword? I'm not sure. I don't think there is. Like maybe like a lower hero, like I don't know, plays like 20th hero on the fucking leaderboard. Maybe he uses like sword, but I don't think there's like of the top 10 heroes. There's I think no one that basically uses a sword except like Hawk using his feathers. So I guess Hawk is the only one like is practical for the internship. And yeah, so Stain takes Etania, like, you know, and Shoto's actually gonna like see this and send us in the classroom, and Deku's just, you know, like at night he's like let's just say he was like outside, you know, taking a walk, and actually sees this, and he sees that, oh yeah, he's near there, and basically Deku has like all the times he has like a sword by him, but it's just hidden in the back, and basically just goes down his body and to the leg, like at the beginning of the leg, and it's just gonna like, you know what I mean. It's just gonna be structures back, and no one will actually see this. They will see that something is in Deku's back, but you know, they don't know what it is. Why would someone like randomly carry a? They don't think like, yeah, that's probably a katana. Yeah, he's nah. They just think, yeah, I guess he has something in the back. So yeah, he's just gonna have his blade, like his katana, all of the time by him. So he will just rush there, and he will see that Shoto is actually fighting against Stain, and he then sees Stain like attacking Shoto, like he will get slit, and he will actually like drink his blood, and Shoto will get, could you say, stunned? Yeah, basically he's just like, he can't move, So yeah, Shoto can move, and then it's just about to like kill him when Deku just says flame breathing first form unknowing fire, and he like flashes next to Stain and Shoto, and he actually cuts the hand off where Stain wanted to where Stain has his knife in, or his blade, because he couldn't do anything else. He had to like somehow defend Shoto while like not actually killing the villain. So yeah, he will just be doing this, and while Stan is like it hurts a lot, so he's not crying, but he's feeling pain and shit. But he picks up his blade and Deku will basically just pick up Shoto from the ground, like hold her and like hold her back on his left arm, the legs on his right arm. You know what I mean. And he will just carry her away, and then proceeds to fight Stain. And this will actually be a very easy fight for him, because fights with swords are his specialty. So basically he will just rush at him. Stain will actually go for an attack, but Deku will just be blocking this and using his second form to cut off the other arm of Stain, like the whole arm this time, not only the hand. And Stain, he can't do anything with like no hands and only one arm. So yeah, he basically just runs off, and yeah, then let's say Deku gets out of the like follows him, and he actually gets attacked by the Nomu, and Stain will actually protect Deku from this Nomu. Like he will use his arm to like somehow grab onto the Nomu, and he will use his mouth to stab the Nomu in the head to like kill him. And then he like gives his whole speech about heroes, that they're just using this for money and shit, and then says the famous words, no hero can kill me except All Might, like that, basically like that. And yeah, it's basically what he's going to say. And we're just gonna skip, and not gonna skip, but Shoto will actually be thanking Deku for helping her, and Deku just smiles and says, no problem, I would do it for you always. And Deku's like, he didn't really know what to say, and then he realized, oh wait, I said something bad, and he like apologized for what he said, and Shoto's like, no, it's fine. And they're both gonna be blushing, because it's kind of embarrassing. So yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen. I may have to speed up this now, because this is actually taking really long. 43 minutes in, and I'm not even at the fucking training arc yet. So yeah, let's go to Endeavor. Before the race happens, Deku doesn't get first place because the tape guy is just faster, I guess. They will fight against. No, Deku wasn't actually first place in anime. So yeah, just like in the anime, let's say, but he just fell down, I guess. They will be doing the fight against pro heroes. Actually, you know what's gonna happen. Shoto will fight with Deku, and yeah, basically they will fight together. And what they're actually gonna be doing is just saying like, yeah, we have to escape. We can't really fight against All Might, and they will like make a plan that Shoto's just gonna distract him with his eyes, and Deku will, I don't know, just like somehow just pick up Shoto and use his first form with just one hand. So yeah, basically the fight begins, and they try to like escape. They block off. He punches away all this ice. He's like pretty strong, you know, so just punches away the ice easily. And Deku then comes out of nowhere, picks up Shoto, and uses his first form, Unknowing Fire, to flash like near the exit, and All Might will actually surprise Deku, but Shoto will like use ice to like send him up in the air, and they will actually be able to escape this situation. So they will win. Yeah. Then they go shopping. Obviously, Shoto will go shopping with Deku. They will just have a great time, you know. Just having a great time. Yeah, basically. Deku meets Shigaraki. Shigaraki like tells all the same stuff to Deku and shit. We're just gonna be skipping this whole part. Not really important. They drive to the training camp. Obviously, Shoto and Deku on the bus again. You know, they have been growing pretty close recently. So, you know, there might be happening something soon. You don't know. You don't know yet. So they get hit by the giant earth avalanche, and they were like fighting a few things with Shoto. So he's actually gonna be the he was gonna be there at the same time as Shoto, and like very fast. But they know they like have to do something else than just get there, so they start fighting a few monsters to help their teammates, I guess. So yeah. They go there, and like I think Koda punches Deku nuts because he can like he won't have a family anymore. Nah, I was just kidding. But it hurts, you know. And he will like try to breathe properly, even though he just got hit, you know, in the soft parts. So they train their quirks, and Deku is actually gonna be like doing the training in the manga of Kimetsu no Yaiba. They did like a training where they like trained their breathings and shit. So he's basically just gonna be doing that, like moving stones and all that. He's like just training his body really hard and training his breathing like really hard. He's basically just training all of the time, and he even wakes up before the other students, and he just trains way much more than the other people, because you know he wants to reach this goal to actually learn the 9th form Rengoku, to or also called Purgatory. Yeah. So yeah, he will just like train really hard, and he will actually become really strong, like way stronger than before. Let's just say because of plot. You know, I know they train like for a lot of time, I think, in the in Kimetsu no Yaiba and the manga. But let's say the villains attack like a few days later. They don't really attack the day there, the second day, I think it was, like the third day. They don't take there. They take like a few days to like, you know, and Deku has like a lot of time to train. So now he actually isn't as strong as Rengoku yet, but he's pretty near the power of Rengoku. And you know, he actually also learns the 7th form, which he's gonna be using, but I'm not gonna say what it is yet, because you know it's not in the anime. So I'm just gonna be creating a few forms. So I have fun. So yeah, they like Deku gives Koda I think it was curry they made, yeah, curry, the food. And day passes. I'm just gonna say like they were cooking, you know, and Deku was helping Shoto cooking. You know, they're just, you know, everyone in class basically notices that they're like really close together. And let's say someone in the class who's gonna ask. Let's say Uraraka is actually gonna ask Shoto if they are together, and she's just gonna be blushing, you know, like it's like what to say, and she's gonna say, okay, I get it. Say anything, and goes away, and so yeah, the villains then start attacking, and Deku will have to fight off Muscular, but you know, he knows that he can't fight seriously this time, but he can't really cut through the muscles, so he's like there, and he tries to cut through the muscles, but like really hard for him, so he like jumps off, like runs a bit further, and he just positions his blade, like flames comes all around his body, and he breathes in really heavily and says, total concentration, flame breathing, ninth form, Rengoku, and rushes at like really high speed at Muscular. You know ninth form, like basically the dragon like Pierce, and he will just straight off cut off his head, and he will basically just kill Muscular. Yeah, but that's basically how what's gonna happen. He will just be too fast for Muscular. Yeah, so he will just kill Muscular and go down to see how the others are, and he will actually be fighting off, I think he was fighting off Spinner, yeah, and Magneto or something, I don't know what his name was. So he'll be fighting against those. I guess I can skip this fight because it's pretty boring, and Deku is just actually a lot stronger now, so he can like fight off against them really well. So yeah, Deku then has to like tell them that they have to fight, but you know, Deku, you saw, if you saw the first episode of season 2 of Demon Slayer, you saw how fast Rengoku can run and like jump and shit. You know, he will just be speeding through this whole forest. Like he will just be like, oh hello, yeah, you can fight them now, and he will basically be telling them all that they can fight villains, and yeah, basically that's how that's gonna work. And no, wait. What he's gonna do is actually, he knows that he should go to Momo, and he like finds Momo and tells her that she can like create a megaphone, and they tell them with the megaphone, tell all the students that they can fight now. And he actually searches for Shoto to help her, and she sees like they're in trouble because of what's this guy name called with the Black Shadow? I don't know what the name was. Side characters, okay, unimportant characters. The Black Shadow, you know, the Raven guy. So Deku will actually help with this, like using his flame breathing to like create light. Yeah, basically that's how it's gonna work. He will just probably be using his fourth form to like make light and to not hurt him, you know. Sorry. Then Bakugou, you know, he gets stolen. It sounds really weird, but I just wrote down Bakugou gets stolen. So yeah, Bakugou gets stolen from the villains, and you know, they agree on following the Momo because, you know, Momo said so. And this time, was Shoto actually going with them? I don't think she was going with them. So let's say Shoto is now going with them to the location, and you know, he would just be going with them this time, and they see like all the mobs like super shocked, and they won't like fight, I guess, to kill the gnomes, but Ida just holding him back, and then they see All For One coming around. I was gonna be skipping this fight because you know, it will waste too much time. So basically the fight won for All For One, and against All Might, you know, All Might wins, and he doesn't really have a successor yet, so I guess he doesn't really say anything after that. He's just like, I won or something. So yeah, we're gonna be going over the rooms for the people, and I don't know, for I guess Deku has like this room is like decorated so it looks like you know, like those old Japanese houses. It basically looks like this. It's basically, yeah, basically it just looks like an old Japanese house. I think there was another person at this, so I guess that works. So I guess that's basically how that will work, and he will have like a mattress on the ground, not like an actual bed, because I don't know, people live like that in Japan. So yeah, it's basically, and that's also how, you know, his father was like lying down in the bed. Rengoku's father in the anime, he was like lying down on his mattress, basically like that. Basically, that's how the house is just gonna look. Not the house, but the room. The room's basically gonna look like that. Okay. So yeah, special techniques. Deku like says, oh yeah, I just developed my special technique last time, and he says, yeah, maybe I can like create a new breathing technique, and he actually creates flame breathing 10th form. Okay, and I'm not gonna be spoiling what this is yet. So yeah, you won. I'm gonna be using this later. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So exam for license. I don't know. I don't really think I have to say anything to this. This is basically like the same as in canon. I don't think this was, like I said in my last what if, it's one of the most boring parts, and I hope you don't mind that I skipped this part because it's just boring AF, and basically the same people win, except this time Shoto actually doesn't have to do the license exam again, because he doesn't really like fail, because you know he isn't as like heartless as he is in the main series. I think so. As she is in the main series. So yeah. Then the big three, the best three students in the school come there to Muriel and to Sasuke both, you know. And then Muriel will be fighting against 1A. This time Deku will be using his 7th form I've been teasing. So yeah, this 7th form is basically like a defensive form. It's basically a 4 form, but he actually like creates a how do I say this? He basically just he jumps up and creates like a whole bowl under him, and basically like blocks Muriel's attacks, but he will actually be losing, but he will actually have a chance against Muriel a bit, and Shoto as well, so he will like say, yeah, you all have to learn, except those two, they're pretty good, they can like fight it off, I guess, they're not bad. And yeah, so Agent C number 2, Agent C now, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's Hawks, but Shoto would, oh wait, how do we do this? Yeah, Shoto will just go with him to Hawks, because I don't know, he just wants to. And yeah, so they go there, and I don't know, No, they just the talks and chilling. And they're talking a bit. They're getting closer, and Deku actually asks out Shoto to like be with him, and okay, I can actually, if you want to, like just recreate the scene. No, it's fine. He's just gonna ask Shoto out, and you know she's obviously gonna say yes because she kind of has a crush on him. So yeah. So that happened, and the meeting of Overhaul will like Mirio will like see Eri and shit, and they will have a raid plan, I guess. And let's say just Deku goes with them for like no reason. I don't know, just like yes. Plot, and Shoto will actually also come because you know Deku goes there, so Shoto goes there, and yeah. So then they like raid the fucking thing. Yeah, they raid the. You know they make the raid, and they like fight off people, and you know it's nothing special. So I'll be just skipping to the fight with Overhaul. Mirio will be losing his abilities and like his quirk, and then Shoto and Deku will arrive. This time it being a lot easier for Deku to fight against Overhaul, obviously because Shoto's with him, and you know just because yes. Yeah, so basically. So, yeah, okay. So we're gonna like they will fight, and Shoto will like, be blasting ice, a lot of ice at Overhaul. He will just be like disintegrating this ice, and Deku will like try to get him with a few flame breathing techniques. And he's just gonna be like this big guy, you know, as in the main series. And Deku then tells Shoto, if you get me like up really high, I can maybe defeat him, and you know you have to like distract him while I fall down, you know. And yeah, they agree. Shoto's actually just gonna use like his ice and his flame side to like boost himself up on the ice, like basically he's making like a slide up you know, like slide up like over Overhaul, like how do I say this, he's making like basically a slide upwards, and he will be using his flame abilities to like slide up this slide I guess. And then they're just gonna, they will basically fall down, but Shoto will actually make another slide that will go down and distract the Overhaul with like all its abilities. He's like fires a lot of flame at him and also ice. So yeah, he just distracts him, and Overhaul just fights against Shigaraki. Not Shigaraki. He gets Shoto, and then he thinks, "Oh wait, where's the other guy?" And then Dex basically just above him and says, "10th form." I don't know what to call this. How do I call this? Let's call this. Oh, fuck. I have no idea how to call this. Let's call this napalm, I guess. Like a napalm bomb. And he will be like spinning basically in the air, and basically just spins a lot and makes a lot of cuts. No, not spins. He like uses a lot of cuts and a lot of big attacks. Basically, it's just gonna be like a large slices. Basically, that's just gonna be it. And yeah, so with this, he will actually be like cutting through Overhaul and actually will end up like Overhaul will try to like regenerate all his shit, but he like makes so many cuts, and then he has like this final cut which is like really big, like even bigger than the ones before, and he will actually be cutting his Overhaul's head off, and Overhaul will actually die from this because you know he can't really use his arms to like regenerate himself or anything. So yeah. So Overhaul will actually die in this what if. So yeah. Then the festival will begin, and Deku will actually not be like have anything to do because you know he's like not in the dancing crew and shit. So he's actually gonna be meeting up with Shoto and in his room, and they're gonna be doing some stuff I can't say here. I talked about this before. This is some shit that isn't family friendly, so I can't talk about this. They just let's just say there were a lot of noises coming from the room, but you know there was no one there to hear it, so you know what I mean, okay? So yeah, the festival, I don't know, the fight against the gentle is like the most boring thing with the license exam. So yeah, fight against gentle, I guess he will just be defeating him with like old backside, and then he will like gentle will like save Deku from getting caught fighting a villain, and then the heroes, you know, all those stuff, like basically the same thing as in the main series, okay? Just that Deku defeats him a lot faster because you know he's really strong. So yeah, that's actually gonna be it for this movie. Sorry if it wasn't as long as the last one, but you know, you never know how long it takes. I also skipped a few things that weren't really important. Like I basically skipped the whole festival, the gentle fight, and like the starting of the raid, but I don't think it was that important. And the license exam, because you know license exam is so boring that I basically, when I watched the series, I just skipped to the most part. So yeah, this is just gonna be ending this series and this movie actually. So yeah, if you want to see more, subscribe. If you haven't, I saw a lot of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed yet, so subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. And thanks for listening.